Hi guys, Jackie from Famished Farm. Welcome to my very late November garden tour. This is actually filmed on November 5th, but we've had so much going on with our other projects, including a big one that we just kind of let this video slide a little bit. We just weren't quite ready to do the full tour. Here's the view of what is still remaining in the garden, which is our cherry and Roma tomatoes. That's some blueberry bushes in front of them, pumpkin, and there is one little watermelon vine still going. In the days right after this was filmed, I pulled all the pumpkins out and the watermelon. There were two softball-sized watermelons. And then on the strawberry end of things, I've got a couple. Most of the strawberries died off, and this was the fourth summer for the ones that we put in the first year we moved in. But there are two or three down here that have poked up over this last couple of days where it's been pretty warm out, and look at how nice they look. This is later in the afternoon of that, and I just got tired of looking at the weeds, so I've weeded it and pulled the pumpkins out. This is one of the cherry tomatoes, the volunteer cherry tomatoes. This one has really big, delicious cherry tomatoes, about golf ball size. And then this is the peanuts, which in a couple of days, they're just starting to yellow. I could wait till a frost, but I'm going to get these taken out a little bit later. I'll show that in another video. Those came up. This is another volunteer cherry tomato. And guys, last year we had the whole garden put to bed on October 29th, but we really haven't had cold enough weather to pull these tomatoes up yet, so I'm just letting them go until it freezes. I'll just put up with a little slower growth. I'm picking them when they're blushing and then put them on my ripening table inside. This is the mammoth snow peas, and I've been munching on some snow peas here recently. It's a beautiful plant. I will plant this again. I finally figured out the right time to get it planted. And then this is the underside of the trellis with more grape tomatoes. God, lots of grape tomatoes. So guys, I'm recording the voiceover on this on the 19th of November, so almost 2.5 weeks after I filmed this. Since then, I have thinned out the tomatoes. I've cut off all the new growth, and I'm just trying to encourage the plant to ripen what's on the vine. And that's the second of the big tomatoes that came up. I think that's a big Jim or something like that. Then more aromas. And then back here we also have our, I think, are they heritage raspberries? I can't remember. We've got 4 of those with strawberries down below. And since this was filmed, we've finished our new arbor, or we're in process, I should say, of the new arbor area. Those are getting transplanted. Those have been transplanted as of yesterday into this new area. My mom's rose bush. It's had just some beautiful blooms on it here recently. We just walked past a couple sunflowers that are struggling to get up that are just not going to make it. So here's the new fence that we put in, and this is just a privacy fence, so I don't see the neighbors' vehicles back there. And a view of the tree line since we took all of these trees down. This is kind of what it looks like from like our little patio area in the backyard. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I wish they'd all come down, but it looks pretty good. This is our little kitchen garden, our little herb garden. All of these basil are still being visited by pollinators, so I'm keeping those up until we get a freeze. Got a little bit of, look at all of them. I mean, it's just incredible. Here's a little mint that I've got in a pot. Also, I've got parsley still coming in good around the corner here. These are some dahlias that I started from seed, and those are going to go into the front planters by the front porch. I've got my 2 planter containers at the front porch that I'm going to go ahead and put those perennials into the garden too. This is my 2 lettuce pots I've got going this time of year. 2 of those lettuces, we've had such warm weather that 2 of those lettuces have bolted. And a gift from my friend Darlene, her rototiller that she just doesn't have room for anymore. So we're going to be putting this to good use very soon. The Suffolk grapes are still doing great. We have since transplanted them over to the grape and raspberry arbor area. I think I'll call that the arbor garden, which is in the corner. And then my citrus plants, look at, I've got at least 3 lemons and 3 limes on both of these plants. And since this was taped, I've also added some Christmas lights, incandescent Christmas lights to the pots and up the stems in the hopes that we can keep these going all winter long. I've got shade cloth too, or not shade cloth, ground cover in case we get a freeze. We can throw it over. Now, here is a quick video of the harvesting of the peanuts. I was surprised there were so many peanuts. I mean, this is basically 4 plants, maybe 5 plants. One of them just had pretty immature peanuts on it. Lots of quantity of peanuts. Now, when I started looking at them though, I kind of picked through them as they were sitting on the driveway drying. There's a lot of damaged peanuts in this particular planter. Little holes, and when you open the peanut, it's hollow or empty. I don't know if whatever ate it and then left. I don't know anything about peanut diseases, but the ones that are good, we've got now hanging under the carport, and we'll let that dry out for another week now, and then I'll see if I can roast them and get some fresh peanut. I'm not sure if I'll grow these again next year. I'm not sure that it does like sandy soil, doesn't like to be fed. We'll see. Here's a handful of our peanuts that were just in the ground. Then I also took time this particular day just to wash up all of my trays and my pots so they're ready for next year. That was quite the project. Good to have that done though. And here's one of these finished projects that we got done last month. This is the brick pavers lining, or capping off, I should say, the culvert, both the north and the south side of the driveway. Turned out real nice, I think. And then our big project was clearing out that tree line and getting rid of all the brush. And what we ended up doing is creating a stacked wood fence with all of these branches, and I think it turned out very nice. I'm very happy with it. It's quite long, and I plan on doing the same thing when the next batch of those trees come out of that tree line, whenever that is that we take those down, and either add on to this existing stacked wood fence and then make it longer also. Those stacks of branches sitting in front of the fence are going to be used in my artistic fence that I'm planning on putting together. Stay tuned for that project. I can't wait to get started on that. While the camera pans around, I'll just tell you that we expect our first freeze on November 22nd. That's Friday. So we've moved the pumpkins into storage. We've got most of the plants that we're going to move to where they're going to exist for next year. Most of that is done. We have the rain barrels to winterize, but we're just about done putting the yard to bed. So guys, thanks for being here. This is our quick view of what the garden looked like back the first week in November. And stay tuned. We've got plenty of projects to keep us busy through the winter.